And here we go, it's round 14 of the 1988 Formulalympics season, and this time we head over to Australia for round 14. Michele, Alboreto, Mansell lead the way despite neither of them qualifying for the previous round, but can they hold on to their lead as it has been cut down thanks to Gerhard Berger's 4th place and Perez-Sala's 5th place finishes at the previous round. Michele Alboreto has 105 points, Nigel has 103 points, Berger 91, and Perez-Sala has 87 points. So with only 3 rounds left to go, only the top 25 drivers are mathematically in contention to win the Drivers' Championship. In the nations competition, Italy leads the way with Spain going up to 2nd, Brazil 3rd, United Kingdom 4th, and France right for the top 5, as only 10 of the 20 remaining nations can mathematically win the championship. Without further ado, let's get to the qualifying sessions and see how things will stack up. And here we go, the first qualifying group is underway to see who will be the first 11 drivers to make it to the race. And Gerhard is the first driver to go out to set the benchmark here in Australia. So let's see what the King can do. Bit of driving news, there's been 2 driver changes. We had, for Austria, they have dropped Pierre Schollert, and they're going to bring Franz Conrad back in for this round, to give Franz Conrad another chance. And New Zealand have dropped Possum for the rest of the season, citing overall performance, and they're going to bring back Paddy Davison, who made only 1 appearance in round 7 in the Netherlands before he DNF'd and got injured. He did qualify for the race and qualified really well, so they decided to give Paddy Davison another chance for the last 3 rounds of the season, see what Conrad and Davison can do. As Gerhard gets past the start-finish line to start his qualifying run, that is one of the Greek drivers, that is Apostolo, in the way. That might slow down Gerhard, but with 12 minutes of the session, it's a really short track, so I imagine there's going to be lots of laps going to be passing by throughout this session. As Gerhard is making his way down sector 2 already. I think it'll probably take about, 45 seconds to complete the entire lap. It's a properly short track, but I imagine it'll still be a track full of excitement and drama for the audience to watch. And here comes Gerhard to go across the start-finish line to immediately set the benchmark time. 44.1 seconds is the time. And Franz Conrad, man his return, 3rd in the mode. It's any cheaper, it's the fastest with a 43.8. After the United States having a really good run in the previous round of the high-speed ring. Sullivan getting 2nd, mind you. Pierre Dodon is fast now, 43.7. Carlos Sainz is 43.9. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much because so a lot of people are going to be saying their times. 2nd fast. So Dodon is fastest, Cheever 2nd, Sainz is 3rd, Heinrich is 4th, Nannini is 5th, and Conrad is currently the slowest at the moment. That has set a time in 6th position. So I was going to say, the United States, good run up. I said Heinrich goes up, is now into 2nd. Apostolo is 5th fastest with a 43.9. A lot of the other drivers, looks like a lot of the drivers are going to be finishing their runs. So imagine the boys are going to come in thick and fast. That's Larry Parkin's 9th. John Nielsen 42.8 is the fastest so far. And so we got Malcolm Stewart 2nd, Berger fastest. Okay. Right. So Conrad in the bubble. Larry Parkin's in the danger zone in 12th. Costas Loss is 4th fastest. Derek Walker is the fastest now. John Jones, the winner of the previous round, is 4th. So we've got Apostolo, Alan Grice, Conrad, and Larry Parkin's all in the danger zone. 3 drives still yet to finish their runs. Apostolo 12th, Thiring 13th. Lewandek is the slowest so far in 17th for the Netherlands. And there's Michele Alboreto, the championship leader, only 14th, the 44.2. Not a good time there. 2 drivers still yet to finish the runs. Joker Mass 17th, and Danny Sullivan, an impressive job there from the American. Is the fastest, 42.5. So the United States may not be mathematically out of contention, but they had a really good performance in the previous round at the high speed ring. They might wonder if they could do it again here in Australia. Alboreto, championship leader, did not qualify for the previous round, needs to try and get into this race to try and make sure he can keep himself ahead of everyone else. So he's going to go in the pits for the time being. So about 8 minutes left in the session to go, so we're not even halfway yet. Joking massively. Oh, what's he going to do? Oh, going to the pets. He's got a damaged wing. Something's gone wrong for him. Sullivan did not improve his time. Any surprises in the danger zone? Apart from Alboreto. Oh, Science in the danger zone. That's a bit of a surprise. Thorka firing on an outlap. Grice outlap. Okay, they're all on outlaps at the moment. Appear to Doan. He's on a flying lap unless he's going to come to the pits. And he's going to finish his run. Wait, can he improve his time? He does. He goes into 5th. So that's setting himself up nicely to make sure he's get a good group position, I think. Derek Warwick half a second down of Sullivan as the leader of this group is going into the pits. Larry Park is starting his flying lap, who's in the danger zone at the moment. Michele Alboreto, he's doing an outlap, and he's trying to keep an eye on him. Once Larry Parkins' run, he's battling with Heimer for the moment, which is not ideal for him. He is about 2.5 seconds off Sullivan's time as things stand, and he's going to be way behind. In fact, there's Alboreto. Is just right behind Larry Parkins. And right behind him, he's got one of the Canadian drivers. That would be John Jones, who is 6th. His teammate Heimer is 10th at the moment. Carlos Sainz coming out on the track to do his outlap. And Alboreto starts his flying lap now. He might have the Spaniard ahead. Well, he's got Larry Parkins ahead of him, and so is the other Canadian of Heimref. And Alan Grice of Australia, he goes into 8th. That pushes Cheever into the danger zone. He's currently on an outlap. Alboreto is only a 10th slower than Sullivan in Sector 1. But what can he translate? That can translate to in the second sector. Apostolo is into 7th. Heimref is now suddenly in danger of being knocked out. Okay, Alboreto catching up right behind Larry Parkins. Joking Mask goes into 7th. Nanese now his team is in danger of elimination. Now Alboreto coming across the line. No, he's abandoned the lap and going to the pits. So Nanese in danger of going out. He's 3/10 down on sector 1. Science needing to try and get a good run in to try and get himself out of the danger zone. 1.1 seconds off the pace. Heimer is 4/10 off the pace. So it's really bad news for Italy and for Spain right now. Well, it's actually it's really bad news for Italy because both the drivers are in this group and both of them are in danger of elimination. If they neither of them qualify, it could cost them the lead of the nations competition at this late stage. So that could be a disaster there. Franz Conrad on his return, 1.1 seconds down in sector 2. Might be able to improve his time. He's got clean air at the moment, but can he get himself into the top 11 and give Austria something to shout about? Coming around the final corner, he's going to finish his run. Where's it going to put him? He improved his time. Oh, collision between himself and Lewandijk. Oh, right, Conrad just went for it. I don't know why if Conrad wasn't paying attention, because there was Ari Lundin clearly coming out of the pits. What on earth was that about? Conrad could be under investigation, taking out the Dutch driver of Ari Lundin like that. Right, till then, Carlos Sainz doing a flying lap, going to come across the finish line. Alboreto on the track. He's improved his time. It's only 13th. It's not enough. But here comes Michele Alboreto to start his flying lap. He's got all to do. Got Apostolo ahead of him. He's currently sitting 8th. His teammate Kostas, he's in the bubble in 11th. And Alboreto going in sector 1. He is going to be 1/10 down of Danny Sullivan. Danny Sullivan on the track. I don't know why he's got a really good time. Maybe he wants to get a faster time to try and get pole. He's now 6/10 down in sector 2. He's got with Apostolo right in front of him. That might be slowing him down a little bit. Who knows? We've got 3.5 minutes left of this session to go. And now Breto's going to come across the start-finish line. Where is he going to end up? Is he going to improve his time? He does. He does. He's only 16th though. That's not good. Oh man, LA must be feeling really nervous. The Sainz in sector 1 and Nini's doing his flying lap. Maybe he can bring some hope for LA. He needs to try and beat Koslov. He's 12 thousandths of a second slower than the Greekman. The Greekman is, I think, is just coming on the track to do an outlap. John Jones is up into third for Canada. That's really good. That'd be amazing for him and for Canada to keep the momentum going. 2 tenths behind, or nearly 3 tenths down. Okay, Nini might be setting himself up to get into the top 11s. Could be a bit of hope for Italy. Alboreto coming to the pits. He's gonna have to time when to come back out. He's probably gonna have one last chance at this. Nini's aboard the lap and going in the pits. Okay. That's quite a surprise. Meanwhile, we've got Achiever in the danger zone. There's Car Science in the danger zone, so he's 2.5 tenths of a second off Sullivan's time, but maybe Science can get himself in the top 11 maybe around the final corner. What's he going to do here? 2 minutes to go, and no, Science is aboard the lap. He must not be happy with his run either. So Science might not be going out. Both Italian drivers may be going out. This would open the door for Spain, Brazil, and the United Kingdom to capitalize, especially the United Kingdom, because Warwick is second fastest in this group. He's less than a tenth. I think he's half a tenth slower than, exactly half a tenth slower than Sullivan. This John Jones third. Bernstein fourth, does not improve his time. Jokimas in the track in 7th. Does not improve his time, stays 7th. Poslo is 6 tenths down in sector 2, but I don't think he's going to improve his time. Won't matter, he's still in the top 11. Alan Grice is going to improve his time. He stays in 10th. And there's the man in the bubble, Kostas lost. Oh, he's got traffic ahead of him. He's got Bernstein and Franz Conrad in the way. Franz Conrad is currently the slowest in this group. He's, 1.2 seconds down. It would still be enough to, there'd be enough to beat his time, but no, but it would not be enough to get in the top 11, that's for sure. Achiever is up into 14th. Less than 1 minute left to go, so a lot of these drivers is going to be last chance saloon. One of them is Michele Alboreto. This might be his last chance to get a time in. So Nini's out, Sainz is definitely out, Thork is firing, and Larry Parkins, they're all definitely out. Michele Alboreto putting his foot to the floor, half a tenth down. Alan Grice put his time, he stays 10th for Australia as his teammate has been in the dust, it looks like. 1 tenth down, Alboreto. This is looking really good for the Italian. This might be something he's been looking for to get himself into the top 11. Chivas putting on the bubble. He's pushed Loss out. Loss in the pit, so that means Loss is done. Because Alboreto, will it be enough to get through? It's enough for 7. So Chiva. Well, it's Chivas on the track. This is his last chance. He can push Alan Grice out. So Alboreto might make it into the race. Half a second down. This is it's gonna be quite tense. Can Achiever get Grice out? Ludwig Heimrich is on the track. He's in the danger zone. He's the only one left. So Heimrich may be going through. Oh, Heimrich's put his time, but it's not enough. He's out. And Achiever's gonna come across the line. Is it gonna be enough? Oh, in the bubble. He puts in the bubble. Grice. I think Grice might be out. So Achiever will get that last spot to make it into this race. What an ending to the session that would be. And that is the end of the session. Oh right, what a result that was. So, Danny Sullivan is the winner of this first qualifying group. Derek Warwick is second, John Jones is third, Bernstein takes fourth, John Nielsen, good result for Denmark in fifth, Pierre Didon is sixth, Alboreto getting the bounce back in UCD 7th, Joachim Mass is 8th, 9th is Constantinos Apostolo, Malcolm Stewart 10th for New Zealand, and the last driver to make it through is Achiever. So we say goodbye to Alan Grice, Kostas Loss, Alessandro Danini, Carlos Sainz, Ludwig Heimrich, Ari Lundek, Thorka Thiring, Larry Parkins, and Franz Conrad are all out. So with that session out of the way, let's move over to the second group before we get over to the race. And here we go with the second group gets underway. We already have a couple of drivers going out to set the benchmark to try and beat. And the first part of the weather is Nelson Piquet that's going out. The question is, can he bounce? Him and Brazil bounce back after their double DNF in the high speed ring, after a massive coming together between themselves and Thierry Boutsen. Now, Michele Alboreto has made it to the second group, so for Gerhard, Berger, Nigel, Mansell and Louis Perez-Sala, this is really important for them to qualify for this race, to try and keep in touching distance of the Italian at the end of this round, because only 25 drivers are mathematically in contention to win the championship. So, the pool of drivers, how many drivers will be left that can win at the end of this round? Well, we'll find out in due course, but I imagine, if I had to take a guess, it'll probably would go down to probably 12, 13 people, possibly. It might be more, it might be less, you never know, but we'll see how this will go. But I'm hoping to see that we'll have a very, very exciting race for the championship, because it's, in the Nations Championship, it's quite close between Italy, Spain, Brazil and the United Kingdom. Now, Italy have got one driver's made it through, the United Kingdom have got one driver's made it through, both Brazilians are in this group, and one Spanish driver in this group. We got off somewhere, someone has come off the track. Oh, okay, don't know what's happened here, but someone's managed to be miles off. Who is that, and what's happened? It's David Kennedy. Okay, so what's happened to David Kennedy? Oh, coming together with, that'll be one of the Swedish drivers. Is that Michael Eriksson? But is it Michael Eriksson or is it Stig Blomqvist? So he's had it coming together with Stig Blomqvist. Oh, that was a huge accident for David Kennedy. Just went flying. Unbelievable. That is a really scary impact that the Irishman has had. Hopefully he'll be alright, but oh my goodness, that was a really big impact that Kennedy suffered here. This is the same issue we had in the first group, that was with Lewandek and Franz Conrad, but oh man, that is a very scary accident. But what about Blomqvist? Was he able to keep going, or because we've gone, because someone else, I think we've gone off somewhere else as well. Someone's off. Louis Perez-Sala's hand off. Okay, that's a disaster. Right there. Oh, he's had him. Okay, he's had it coming together with one of the South African drivers. That's Graham Duxbury. My goodness. So we've got two very scary accidents in right at the beginning of qualifying. Oh man, hopefully Perez-Sala will. Oh, Louis Perez-Sala is able to keep. Well, he's actually got going. Well, he's come to a stop, but oh my goodness, what a scary impact we've had. PK does a 43.4 amongst all this. Graham Duxbury does a 45. Nigel Mansell 44.6 in second, 1.16 down. The Rory goes a 43.3. Timo Salonen does a 42.9. Okay, so Salonen's the fastest so far. Ayrton Senna, okay, someone's got to keep an eye out. One of the drivers got to keep an eye on. Second, 43.0. Bicola, fourth, thanks to Philippe Streif going to second. Man who got pole in the previous round in the high speed ring. Rory fifth, Nelson PK sixth, Mansell seventh, Blomqvist eighth, Duxbury ninth. He's actually got his teammate, that's George Fauci, that's right behind him. Michele going into fourth, so imagine we're going to have quite a few times coming in thick and fast. Duxbury through this time, he stays in 11th, as Fauci is 8th, 43.9. As Berger goes into 8th, that pushes Duxbury in the danger zone. Imagine a badly damaged car, especially with the coming together with Louis Perez-Sala. As Blomqvist through this time is 10th. Micola is up into 3rd with a 43.0. As Mansell's in the bubble, he's in the pit lane at the moment. As Jan Lammers pushes him in the danger zone, going to 5th with a 43.1. So third drives to the time, of course, Kennedy and Louis Perez-Sala. I say Louis Perez-Sala going into 9th, 43.6. I think he's. So it seems like Louis Perez-Sala, is actually doing alright. And there's Paddy Davison, the man making his return after his one round appearance in round 7, into 7th for New Zealand, ahead of Laruri, behind Ricciardi with a 43.2. And now Thierry Boutsen goes fastest with a 42.7. So 4 drivers at set time. Well, I think only realistically 3 of them will set time. I don't think Kennedy will be able to, especially with a scary accident he had there. Alain Prost going into 5th with a 43.0. It's Michael Ericsson going into 10th. That pushes Piquet is suddenly in the danger zone. Berger is also in the danger zone. Mansell's in the danger zone. Derek Daly into 18th for Ireland. So at least David Kennedy, the only driver to not set a time yet. I don't think he will. I think I think he might need medical attention. I think he might be too injured to continue. I think his chance of continuing for the last 2 rounds after this would be into doubt. So I might have to bring back Martin Baran for the last 2 rounds of the season for Ireland. As Nigel Mansell makes his way to the start-finish line, getting ready to set his flying lap. This is his chance to try and get himself out of the danger zone and to start the chase to try and catch Michele Alboreto for the race and for the championship. There's only 2 points separating them. Alboreto has 105, Mansell has 103, then third place is Gerhard Berger with 91 points. He's 7 thousandths of a second faster than Boutsen in sector 1. Berger's in the danger zone, he's in 14th as well. He goes 1/100th of a second faster, and someone's hand off. That might be David Kennedy again. It's Philly Street that's hand off. Okay, Philly Street, we need to take a look at see what happened to him. He's had a big off. There's Paddy Davidson. Similar accident. Oh, it's a similar accident to what? Oh! Flippin' hell, that's a huge accident he's had here. Philly Street. Oh my goodness, that was a very scary impact he's had there. His teammate goes to second. Mansell goes first with a 42.7. Okay, I think Street is going to be will be absolutely mullered. Well, his car will be absolutely mullered after that. Kennedy is Manchester at time. He's 14th. I mean, God could applaud David Kennedy for persisting after that scary accident he's had. Piquet goes in the pits. He's still in danger. He's in 13th. Gerhard Berger starting his flying lap now. What can Gerhard Berger do here? Can he get into the top 11 like Nigel Mansell did? He's 300 a second behind the Brit, but it's a good start for Gerhard Berger. Let's see, what can he do here? Okay, so it's now 700 a second, so he's losing a bit of ground to the Brit, but he should be comfortably able to get into the top 11. David Kennedy managing to improve his time into 13th. His teammate Derek Daly is still 19th. Berger's aboard the lap and he's going into the pits, not happy with his run for some reason. But it should have been more than enough to get into the top 11, surely. I guess he has a very different view on that. Perez-Sala coming across the start-finish line. Spain needs to drive to get through. He improves his time, but it's still 15th. That's not going to be enough. That's not going to help out Spain at all. Blancpain's improved his time is going to 17th. So Perez-Sala looks like he's being held up a bit. 8 tenths down. Yeah, he's been held up by Jan Lammers, who's 8th. But to be fair, it looks like he's doing an outlap. Kennedy managed to improve his time again. Okay. So despite what Kennedy must be feeling, he's absolutely going for it. Michael Ericsson, meanwhile, there he is in the bubble at the moment for Sweden. Better start his flying lap. He's got Aaron Senna coming across the line. Does not improve his time. Stays 7th. His teammate is still in the danger zone. He's on the track now, doing sector 1. He's 900 a second slower than Mansell, but that would should easily be enough to get into the top 11. Now push Michael Ericsson in the danger zone. Berger is in the pit still. Berger needs to think about getting out there. And okay, Piquet 1.5 tenths down, so the gap between him and the Bret's fast time is opening up quite considerably. But here comes Nelson Piquet to make his way to the start-finish line. So the finish his run. Where's it going to put him? Oh, it's only in the bubble though. It's only in 11s. Michael Ericsson, but it's enough to put Ericsson in the danger zone. And it would just be enough for Piquet to make it through, but still. Philip Street. Oh, Philip Street's had another accident. Philip Street's off. Salon. Okay, so it's a collision between Street and Salon this time round. Okay. Salon's coming on the track. Street's had another huge impact. Team Salon. Okay, so okay, well, he got very lucky, but Streif, meanwhile, my goodness, that is a huge impact Streif's had. It's not going to try. Streif is somehow going to get back on the track. How on earth is he able to keep going after that? That is impressive. So there's PK in the bubble. Going to finish this run he's doing. Is he going to improve his time? He does. He goes into 8th. Oh, narrowly missing an impact. There was that'll be Blomqvist. Yeah, it is Blomqvist. So PK goes up to 8th. So Paddy Davison now sees himself in the bubble for New Zealand. So risk of elimination. He goes into the pits. Ricciardo, meanwhile, is going to stay out. Does not improve his time. David Kennedy, the man who's currently at the bottom of the board with for Ireland, and he's going to board his lap going to the pits. He's behind the 2 South Africans, that's Fauché and Duxbury. PK's on the track, 9 tenths down. He's trying to get past Thierry Boutsen. Oh, okay, it's quite tight between them. Oh, Gerhard 1.5 seconds down. Okay, he's not going to improve his time. Boutsen is just really he's doing an outlap, but still he's really slow here. I don't know if he's doing it to hold up Berger, but I don't know. Berger's aboard live, going to go to the pits. There's less than 3 minutes of the session left to go, so it's still anyone's guess about where everyone's going to end up. Michele going into 3rd, 300 of a second down, goes ahead of Philippe Streif. He's behind Thierry Boutsen, who's 10th slower than Mansell in this first sector. This 2 is selling 6 ahead of Senna. PK still on the track, and 8 is Paddy Davison. Hang in there in the bubble, just about. He's got, that's one of the Brazilians behind him. I think that's PK that's behind him. Yes, it is PK. Oh, well, did not do very well in that lap. And PK trying to get past Davison, looks like. He's being held up by, that's Michael Eriksson he's being held up by. 8 tenths down in the first sector. I think Stan can immediately tell he's not going to improve his time because Eriksson's just really slow in his is doing his outlap. There's less than 2 minutes of the session left to go. Look, quite a lot of people are in the pits. Well, 9 people in the pits, so 11 people on the track. Well, someone's about to come out, it looks like. Well, a couple of people are going to come out. Well, Berger's one of them. He really needs to push it because his time is running out for him. And PK looks like his board live is going to go into the pits. There's a lot of people coming out. So what can Eriksson do here? With the last 9 seconds of the session to go, going down sector 1, and he's going to be 2 tenths slower than Mansell in that first sector. Mansell's on the track, doesn't really need to. Well, I suppose he needs to get a good time in to make sure he can get pole. And the gas will put up to 4 tenths of a second. Okay, Eriksson lost quite ground there in the second sector. Derek Day put his tie, goes into 60, goes ahead of Berger. Berger is on the track, he really needs to find some pace and quickly if he wants to have any chance of making it through. And Eriksson's going to come across the line, does not improve his time, he stays in 12th. Berger, what's he going to do here? 1 tenth down in the first sector. Less than 4 seconds left to go, so I think it's fair to say Leroux's out, Blomqvist is out, Fauché's out, and Duxbury's out. Davison's in the pits, so he's got to rely on no one else in the danger zone to beat him. And that amongst them is Gerhard Berger. He's have to worry about because Berger might actually do enough to get into the race with the last 20 seconds of the session to go. Oh, he's going to board the lap and go in the pits, so Berger's out. Okay, Louis Perez-Sala on his final run. He's underway. He might have on the last chance saloon. Michael Eriksson does not improve his time. One last shot at this. Now Alan Prost improves his time. He goes into 4th ahead of his teammate Streif. But Perez-Sala misses his final chance for himself and for Spain. Spain needs him to qualify for this race because Carlos Sainz has been knocked out. Less than 2 tenths down in the second sector. What can Perez-Sala do? Philippe Streif has improved his time. He's actually beaten Nigel Mansell with a 42.6. Okay, amazing time there from Streif. What about Perez-Sala? Gonna go for it. Is it gonna be enough? Oh, he goes into 9, so that pushes Davison out. Eriksson's in the pits, and that's gonna be it, I think. It is at Prosperous time, but he stays 5th. Okay. Now that is a dramatic ending to a session if I've ever seen it. So, right at the very end, Philip Streif takes the win. Nigel Mansell 2nd, Thierry Boutsen is 3rd, Hannah McCullough takes 4th, Prost is 5th, 6th is Salin, then it's the 2 Brazilians, Louis Perez-Sala is managed to finish 9th, Jan Lammers is 10th, and the final driver to make it to the race is Jorge Recalde. So we say goodbye to Paddy Davison, Michael Eriksson, Oscar Laruri, the 2 Irish drivers, Gerhard Berger, Sig Blomqvist, and the 2 South Africans. So with that result out of the way, let's now move over to the grid section and see where everyone stacks up before we get into the race itself. And here it goes, onto the grid. Danny Sullivan's on pole position with Derek Warwick looking at the front row. 3rd place is Philip Streif with John Jones taking 4th. Row 3 is Nigel Mansell and Bernd Schneider. Row 4, Thierry Boutsen and Hannah McCullough for Finland. 9th is Alan Prost and John Nielsen rounds off the top 10. 11th is Pierre de Dome of Belgium. 12th is Tina Salin of Finland. Then it's Alboreto is set in row 7. 15th is Nelson Piquet and Louis Perez-Sala is 16th. Row 9, Jan Lammers of the Netherlands, Jorge Recalde of Argentina is in 18th. 19th is Jochen Mass, Apostles 20th. At the back of the grid is Malcolm Stewart of New Zealand and AJ of the United States. With Michele, Alboreto and Nigel Mansell only separated by 2 points in this race, this could be anyone's guess of who's going to take the lead of the championship at the end of this round, with quite an advantage going Nigel Mansell's favour based on their grid positions. What can Michele Alboreto do about it? Who's going to win this race? Without further ado, let's get into this race and we'll find out. And here we go, the race here in Australia with a good pole position there for Danny Sullivan with Derek Warwick on the front row. Philip Streif getting the final bonus point in 3rd. So Nigel Mansell and Alboreto in this race, with Nigel Mansell 5th and Alboreto down 13th. This is Nigel Mansell's chance to bounce back and outscore Michele Alboreto after not qualifying for the last 3 races in a row, and pretty much squandering his chance of staying ahead of Alboreto in the Drivers' Championship. With Alboreto starting 13th, will he be able to make anything out of it and ensure he remains as championship leader? And of course, with Gerhard Berger not in this race, he doesn't have to worry about him or Austria in general. So without further ado, let's get into this race and see how this will play out. So we'll focus on Danny Sullivan because he is the poleman as the race gets underway. And the race gets underway now, and it looks like a pretty good start there for Danny Sullivan, and he's definitely going to hold on to the lead, but there comes Philip Streif to try and get a second ahead of Derek Warwick. 95 laps of this race because it's nice and short, so we need to get the Formulalympics car back in the pit as soon as possible, which we'll do now before things go horribly wrong. So Sullivan leads. Derek Warwick did manage to hold a second for now, but here comes Philip Streif to undo that. But not successful this time round. John Jones under pressure from Nigel. Mansell is in 5th. Oh, got a bit wide there, and John Jones is off, so is Mansell. They're both getting back on the road, but they've lost a bunch of possessions. Abra, meanwhile, is in 14th. Mansell going from 5th down to 7th. Actually, no, yeah, 7th, because he's been passed by Hannah McCullough. And just like that, we're starting lap 2 of this race. And I think we've had an incident somewhere. Abra goes a bit wide. Oh, got a damaged wing there. That is for... Oh, John Jones! Who qualified pretty highly for Canada, and he's dropped all the way down to 14th. Okay, so clearly had an incident somewhere. But anyway, Sullivan leads, Warwick 2nd, Streif 3rd, Bernstein is 4th, Thierry Boutsen 5th, then it's Hannah McCullough 6th, Nigel Mansell 7th, 8th is John Nielsen, Alan Prost is 9th, and Pierre de Dome rounds off your top 10. Without the championship leader Alboreto in 13th, trying to chase Jan Lammers for 12th, with Ayrton Senna right behind him in 14th. And it's the defending champion who's been really struggling for this Formulalympics season. Danny Sullivan fast lap with a 45.0, but Bernstein goes faster with a 44.9, as he is with 2 tenths faster. Oh, we've had an incident. Recalde's off, PK is off, Apostle and Malcolm Stewart had an incident. Okay. So we're going to check on Recalde to see what happened to him. So that is... Oh, Nelson PK. Oh, PK went wide and he collects PK. No, PK collects Recalde. So PK is facing the wrong way, and Apostle and Malcolm Stewart not able to get around him. Jochen Mass was in front of him, and so was, I believe that was a Cheever there as well. So, yeah. Catches Recalde, spins round, Cheever and Mass make it through. Apostle and Stewart are pretty much stuck in limbo. Okay, so going forward with the race leader, that is Nelson Piquet's out of the race. Ricciardi, I believe, is going to be out as well because he's not going anywhere. So Piquet's out. So disaster there for Brazil again for the second race in a row. Something's gone horribly wrong for them. Well, there's still a Senna in the race, but he's still struggling in 14th, not able to get past Michele Alboreto for the moment, as we're on to lap 4 of 95, and Danny Sullivan 44.8 is the fastest on this race, 2 tenths faster than Derek Warwick. Streif and Schneider not improving their time, so that might prove to be an issue for them. But Joachim Masco's fastest though, 44.5, who is sitting in 17th position, probably a clean air because he got caught in the incident. He's after Luis Perez-Sala of Spain with Aichi behind him in 18th, as Apostle Malcolm Stewart are well behind because they got caught out by Nelson Piquet. So Greece and New Zealand pretty much off to a rough start in this race. Ricciardi is saying still stand, but he's actually, well, going to say he's retired because he's not going anywhere. 44.7 from Sullivan, 3 tenths faster than Warwick. Warwick is a bit faster than Streif on that last lap, but Warwick is well off the pace of catching the American. Meanwhile, Joachim Masco is fastest again, 44.5. I think it was a full second faster than Luis Perez-Sala, but yeah, he's nearly catch up to Luis Perez-Sala. Now it's John Jones ahead of them with the damaged front wing. So John Jones qualified well, but it looks like he's really up against it with the damage he's got sustained to his car on the first or second lap of this race. And Danny Sullivan 44.6, 2 tenths faster than Walk on last lap. Schneider and Boutsen way up, they're dropping quite far bit behind the top 3 drivers. And Hamakola was slowly just a wee bit faster than Boutsen that last lap. But there is Albareto's rival, which is Nigel Mansell in 7th, so that thing stands. Mansell is 2 points behind, so 8s are better. Well, 8s as long as Alboreto has scored, he would retake the championship lead. But of course, if they tie in points, then Cabal go Alboreto's favour because he's got 2 second places compared to Nigel Mansell's 3 third places. And we're moving on to lap number 7 of this race. As Joachim Mas, the man who's currently fastest in this race, is down in 17th for West Germany, still trying to chase down the Spaniard of Luis Perez-Sala. Of course, Spain are in second in the Nations Championship, chasing after Italy. But right now, neither Spain or Italy would be looking to score points. And now it would be Brazil for that matter. And Jorge Ricciardi has finally retired his car. It took him a while to realise that he's not going anywhere anytime soon. And we're on to lap number 8, and Danny Sullivan not too far away from lapping Achiever and Constantinos Apostolo and Malcolm Stewart for Greece and New Zealand. Just because of the incident with PK. Looking further in the field, there's Alboreto. Is trying to catch up to Jan Lammers, who was slower than Jan Lammers the last time. In fact, he's slower than Aaron Senna as well. So Senna is slightly closed in on the Italian. There's quite a bit of a gap between him and John Jones sitting 15th. As Luis Perez-Sala is not close enough to try and get past the damaged Canadian car. And behind them is Achiever, then the big gap back to Apostle and Stewart. Danny Sullivan 44.5, fastest lap of this race so far, but he's not going to be able to do those for a bit of a while because he's caught up to the back markers of Stewart and Apostolo. So he's going to play the patience game about lapping them, but don't be too patient that Warwick and Streif can capitalise and catch up to them, because they're only 2.1 and 3.1 seconds back on the race leader. So Max Stewart's got to be really careful how he approaches lapping the two of them. Trying to the start-finish line. Can Sullivan? No, he's not going to be close enough to lap them. And Gerhard goes fast this race, but it's 1.4 seconds faster than Sullivan at last lap. So that's the danger when you get stuck behind barracks in a race this short. It's easy to be slowed down and caught up. So Danny Sullivan trying to find his way past Malcolm Stewart, but Stewart's not going to let him lap him that easily. So it's going to be a patience game about when Stewart Sullivan can do it. Okay, when Stewart Warwick went awfully wide there. If Streif went off the road there, so that's not going to do either of them any favours. Trying to catch Warwick and Sullivan. It's Danny Sullivan 47.0 compared to Warwick's 46.3 in that last lap. And Sullivan going awfully wide, taking a really wide line there. Probably thinking he could lap Stewart this way, but that's not going to be the case. It looks like there's Philly Streif right behind Derek Warwick, poised and ready to find his way past the Brit to get himself and for France into second. A really delicate approach is required for this. We're on to lap 11 of 95. I'm about to start lap number 12. So Sullivan leads, Warwick second, Streif third. And Warwick was a 10 faster than Sullivan at last lap. Again, Sullivan going awfully wide, but not able to get around the New Zealander to put him a lap down. Checking back to Nigel Mansell, and he's trying not. I don't think he's close. Not think he's actually be able to close in on Hannah McCullough, but you know, Danny Sullivan, looked like it was nearly being passed there by Derek Warwick. As Streif, Schneider are all getting involved here now. Oh, Streif went a bit wide there. It looks like he's gone awfully wide, and now Bernd Schneider's going to take the chance and maybe give himself and West Journey to third, but no, he's taking the wide line. In fact, no, Schneider went off the road there to Boutsen, tried to make the pass, but got denied by the West German. In fact, Boutsen's just got, and now Boutsen's passed Bernd Schneider, and Nigel Mansell trying to find his way past Hannah McCullough, but not able to do that. In fact, now McCullough is going for the move on Bernd Schneider for fifth. To the inside line, does not manage to pull it off. Now the front runners bunched up together. This is going to make things quite interesting. Of the approach is going to be taken here, because something's going to be able, because something's going to go wrong. The top 10 are pretty much all bunched up together. Yeah, this is quite an interesting situation. We see ourselves. Danny Sullivan leads the way, but again going a wide line. We've got to pass this Alan Prost and John Nielsen, but Nielsen gets ahead into 8th for Denmark. Yeah, these front runners are just going to be tussling each other for positions in this massive train they see themselves in. With I imagine Salin and Lammers are going to eventually catch up and end up being part of the train. And Nigel Mansell's amongst all this. In fact, yeah, and Michele Alboreto has actually been passed by Ayrton Senna. We can see that, but Alboreto has lost position. He's down to 14th. John Jones is right behind him in 15th for Canada. This is not looking too good for Alboreto, a man who can hold on to the lead of the championship if he can get some decent points in. But right now, this is not the direction he was hoping to go, which is down. And Sullivan trying to lap Malcolm Stewart, not able to do it. Here comes Derek Warwick though, trying to make the move. Terry Boutsen tried to do the same with Philippe Streif there, and I thought it was going to be a collision there, just based on that line. But Hannah McCullough trying to make the move on Bernd Schneider for 5th, and I think McCullough's done that, but go around the inside line is Bernd Schneider, and McCullough goes wide, and Schneider gets that 5th place back. Now Nigel Mansell's going to try to make the move on McCullough and make his way into 6th. Trying to go for it. Hannah McCullough managed to hold on to his nerve and keep that position for now, but Mansell's not giving it up that easily. They're going to push for the overtake. Bit of touch there between him and Michele, but Michele managed to hold off for now. But now Alan Prost trying to get involved with the Doan behind watching on, and off goes Alan Prost. Yeah, Prost made a mistake and that's him off the road, and that's put him down to 10th with Timo Sana right behind him in 11th. And now Alboreto, Alboreto's off the road, gone for a spin, up the hill, and that is him parked the car. Okay, Alboreto. Okay, so this was, things are not going well for Alboreto. What happened here? Oh, going for the outside line, going after, okay, going off the road. Oh! That was completely on his own there. That was a driver mistake there from Alboreto. Just spun him, he just tried to make the move on Senna, going the outside and just spun himself off. And Alboreto is out, so that pretty much opens the door wide open for Mansell to take the championship lead here. All he needs to do is just finish 8th or above, and that's him in the lead. Right now he's 7th, so that'll be good enough for him to take the championship lead, but he would want more than just 7th position, surely. Yeah, pretty much everyone down to 17th pretty much caught up in this massive train. It's just the two back markers that are not caught up in the train because they're the front of the train. As we're on to lap 18 of 95. So Sullivan leads, Warwick is 2nd, Streif is 3rd, 4th is Boutsen, Bernstein 5th, Hannah McCullough 6th, Mansell 7th, John Nielsen 8th, Pierdo 9th, and Alan Prost rounding off the points position in 10th. I'm going forward with Alan Prost. We got, I think there was something, a little bit of an incident there going on about the train, but probably nothing it looks like, because nothing seems to have happened. But regardless, it looked like something was going on there that involved trying an overtake. But Danny Sullivan's still not able to lap Malcolm Stewart. He doesn't really need to, just as long as he can hold on to the lead. With Philly Streif right behind Derek Warwick, he is eagerly trying to find a way through into 2nd place. While Thierry Boutsen of Belgium is sitting there looking on. As Danny Sullivan is clearly still trying to find a way past Malcolm Stewart. Okay, the contact there between the two. And that could have gone wrong for Sullivan there, but thankfully not that it hasn't. Maybe Boutsen sits back watching on, not trying to find a way through Philippe Streif, but very just pretty much playing the patience game here. It's on to lap 20 of 95 now. Still a long way to go this race, but it's been quite intense. So even though we're lacking a number of overtakes here. Oh, and here goes Derek Warwick. Looks like he's going to try to make the move for the lead of the race. Going the inside line of Danny Sullivan. Danny Sullivan managed to hold off there, but Sullivan made a mistake in the previous lap where he went a bit wide in the final corner, but thankfully that didn't cost him lead this race. But still, Derek Warwick, a little just reminding him that he is there, ready to pounce that the first place off them. But still, Danny Sullivan just trying to keep his feet together and hang on to the lead of this race. Well, Derek Warwick getting a better exit than Danny Sullivan in that last corner. He's going to go for it once again. And once again, it looks like Danny Sullivan's going to deny him of first place. Philippe Streif is right behind him, trying to find his chance of taking 2nd off the Brit. But Derek Warwick is hanging on, wanting to keep Philippe Streif behind him for the United Kingdom to catch up to Spain, Brazil and Italy in the Nations Championship. Oh, and here comes Danny Sullivan though. See if we can try and defend from Derek Warwick once again. Derek Warwick in the inside line, but Danny Sullivan managing to defend it once again. Derek Warwick is trying, but he's just not able to seize the opportunity to get that lead off of the American. And Sullivan once again making a few mistakes in the final 2 turns, but is helping Derek Warwick close in on him, just not enough to get him, well, get into the lead of this race. There you go, goes a little bit wide there again. Doing that for a few laps. We're about to start lap 32 of 95, so about a third into this race. What can Derek Warwick do here? Not much this time round. Just gonna have to sit back and wait for another opportunity to make the move on Danny Sullivan. You are having to watch out for Fleet Street that's right behind them in 3rd place. Danny Sullivan having a bit of a wide line there. In fact, nearly making a mistake there, catching the wheels off the road. Can this be the opportunity Derek Warwick needs to try and make the move? In fact, no, not going to be able to do it, although Derek Warwick seems to be under pressure from Fleet Street. Fleet Street is going to go for it. See if he can get into 2nd, but Fleet Street does not manage to get past Derek Warwick. Staying right behind them in 3rd place still. And here we go, we're on to lap number 48, so we're halfway into this race. So let's take a look at the biggest gain and loser so far. Not too much has happened for the course of the race. So the biggest gainer is A. Cheever, started 26th, he's up into 16th. Then we have Jan Lammers, who started 17th up to 12th, so he's gained 5 positions. Then 2 Boots started 7th, so he's now up to 3rd. With the biggest loser being John Jones, who's lost 13 positions, probably mostly thanks to his damaged wing, so whatever happened to him in the 1st lap. Derek Warwick lost 3 positions, going from 2nd down to 5th. And then we've got Nigel Mansell going from 5th to 7th. It's Constantinos Apostolos set the fastest lap now with a 44.2. Alright, so the Greekman, who is currently sitting 18th, is the man who is the fastest of this race. Good job there from Apostolos, but he's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to try and catch up to the rest of the field. Oh, we got first person in the pits. That's Constantinos Apostolos coming to the pits. And he's going to come out in 18th position. Malcolm Stewart's coming to the pits as well, so the 2 back markers are pitting early. So is Timo Salonen in the pits. He's pitted from 11th. And towards the back of the field, looks like A. Cheever's in the pits. Yes, he is. So another question is going to be, what about the front runners? When are they going to come in pit? So we're on lap 60 of 95. So now, this is where things can get pretty interesting. See what the strategy is. So Salon's coming out at 16th. He's behind John Jones, who I believe has not pitted. So let's check the front runners. Are they going to come in the pits? Yes, one has is Baron Schneider's coming in the pits. Pierre Doan's in the pits as well. And Schneider's straight in, so it's kind of, Doan's kind of the same. Schneider's going to come out as 13th, and Doan is 14th. John Jones is in the pits now, so Salon is going to inherit that position. He's right up, got close to Pierre de Doan, who's just come out of the pits in 14th. Now Cheever getting ahead of John Jones, going to put himself back into 16th place. As we see Danny Sullivan still chasing Apostle, who has pitted. When are we going to pit? So Sullivan's coming in the pits, Street and Boots are staying out, so McCall's in, Warwick's in, Mansell is in, Alan Prost's in the fast lap with a 44.1, but Malcolm Stewart goes even faster with a 43.8, the man who is straight in the back, and there's the 2 West Germans! Whoa, narrowly missing them, but Sullivan goes behind Joachim Mass, who I don't think's pitted. Schneider, who has pitted, is ahead. Mansell, McCullough, Nielsen, yep, they've all pitted, so, well I don't think Nielsen has. So Fleet Street and Booston are the front right now, along with Pross and Mass. How long till they need to come in the pits? And will Sullivan be able to retake the lead? Okay, so here comes Streif, here comes Bootson, but Prost is staying out, so Prost is going to take the lead. Street's in and out, Boots and Street in and out as well. I think they're going to end up going ahead of Nigel. Yes, they are. Mass is in the pits now, and he's going to fall out of the points, possessions. So yes, the Street is ahead, Boots in second, Sullivan is, well, essentially third because Prost is not pitted yet. A few overtakes here and there. Jug Mass is kind of the pits under pressure from Perez-Sala, looks like. I'm not sure if he pitted or not. But Prost is going to come in the pits at some point and probably end up giving the lead to his teammate Philip Street. And Prost comes into the pits now. Now Malcolm Stewart is now unlapped himself. Straight looks like, but Philip Street is going to take the lead. Boots is going to be in second, Sullivan third. Where's Prost going to come out? Right in front of Hannah Michele is for one thing. Ayrton Senna sets a fast lap with a 42.7. And it's got Nielsen and Doan in a tussle for 8th place, as the other Finn Salin is behind in 10th, a couple of seconds ahead of the now fast man of the race, which is Ayrton Senna, sitting in 11th. As we're on to lap 64 of 95. Has everyone pitted? Pit stops. Yes, everyone has pitted now. So the question is, what can happen here? In fact, Derek Warwick has lost out a lot. He's gone down to 17, so something's clearly gone wrong with his strategy. So we've got the biggest gain is A Cheever from 22nd up to 15th. Then we've got Joachim Mass going from 19th to 13th. Jan Lars and Boutsen 7th to 2nd and 17th to 12th. Biggest losers is going to be Derek Warks, losing 15 positions because his pit-stop strategy clearly was the wrong one. John Jones, Elliot Instant, losing 12 positions, go from 4th to 16th. And Deli Sullivan from pole to 3rd. Street and Boutsen seem to have made the right call about going to pit, and has bitten Danny Sullivan quite hard, as he's now got to try and catch the pair of them again to try to see if he can get his lead back. Oh, here comes Ayrton Senna trying to move on Team Salin for 10th, try and get a point for Brazil, because they really need one if they want to try and keep up with Spain and Italy in the nations competition. I mean, of course the United Kingdom as well, because Brave got Mansell in 5th position, meanwhile the other is coming out of the points in 17th. But it looks like Ayrton Senna's going to not be able to pull it off this time round, as we're on lap 79 of 95, so still plenty of laps to go, but time is running out for the Brazilian. Oh, and now Prost made a mistake. Oh, Pierre de Daun's off the road. Okay, off his Pierre de Daun. Prost slowed down, dropped down to 8th. Okay, so let's see what happened to Pierre de Daun here. A little bit wide. Oh, Prost went wide, and Pierre de Daun went for a massive spin, and up the hill he went. Okay, so that's why Prost lost possessions, and Pierre de Daun just, wow. Car snapped, tried to turn the car around and ended up going up the hill. I don't think he'll be going anywhere. I think that's going to be the end of the Daun. So Prost has lost a bunch of possessions. Ayrton Senna has been given a lifeline, goes into the top 10. So yeah, that's Pierre de Daun out of the race. So big disappointment there for Belgium, because they had both their drivers in the points. So now all they can focus on is Thierry Boutsen, who's currently holding on to 2nd, but still got Danny Sullivan, who'll be looking to try and get his lead back off Streif, who's right in front of the Belgian. And here we go, coming to the penultimate lap. We're on to lap 94 of 95, and it's been a very good race for Philip Streif, being able to capitalise on taking the lead after a strong pit-stop strategy. Thierry Boutsen did copy Philip Streif, but Philip Streif is coming out the better driver in this race. Danny Sullivan should still be happy to get 2 podiums in a row, as because the next round he'll be going back to the F2 division to try and win the F2 title, while Bobby Rahal will take his seat back for the last 2 rounds of the season. But I think Danny Sullivan can be happy to get a second in the high speed ring in the previous round and a third place in this race. And oh! And the peloton, the championship contender Nigel Mansell's hand off! With just 2 laps left to go, Mansell's hand off. Okay, what's happened to the Brit? Oh, he botched the turn and collects Alain Prost in the process. Oh, and Nigel Mansell, those some much needed points they needed, and it's gone. He's going back. It looks like he's going back on the road. No, he's not. That's going to be it for Nigel Mansell. He was unfair, for that would have been enough to take the championship lead, but nope. He's going to still come out of this round 2 points behind Michele Alboreto. The 2 championship contenders in this race have DNF'd, and the third one being Gerhard, they even qualified for this race. What a disaster for Nigel Mansell. But I'll tell you what's not a disaster for Philly. It's going to be for Philippe Streif to take his second podium in a row. Third in the high speed ring is going to take the win here in Australia. So here comes Philippe Streif to take the Formula Olympic race win here in Australia, with Thierry Boutsen right behind him taking second. Dai Sullivan will take a very deserved third place. All he's now got to do is just wait for everyone else to make the way across the finish line. And that's everyone across the finish line. Wow, oh wow, what a race that was. So Philippe Streif win by only 7/10 of a second over Thierry Boutsen. Dai Sullivan getting a well-deserved third place. Berger 4th for West Germany. Hannah McCullough inheriting 5th place thanks to Nigel Mansell's late retirement. John Nielsen 6th for Denmark. Alain Prost 7th. Timo Sala 8th. Ayrton Senna getting some well-needed 2 points for Brazil for the nation's competition. Jan Laurits getting the 5 points for the Netherlands in 10th. Missing out points, Joachim Mass 11th, Louis Perez-Sala 12th, though not a good day for Spain. Cheever takes 13th, Jones is 14th for Canada, Derek Wark is 15th, Apostle 16th, and the last finisher is Malcolm Stewart 17th. Nigel Mansell did complete 90%, more than 90% of the race, so he will be classified as being a finisher in 18th. Pierre Ledon, Michele Alboreto, Piquet and Ricciardi had all retired this race. So with that pretty dramatic late time events, let's take a look at the championship standings before we head over to the penultimate round of the season. After such a grueling race here in Australia, Alboreto and Mansell failing to score points means they are still in the top 2 spots, still separated by only 2 points. That was their chance to try and get a good advantage over each other, and thanks to them DNFing, that chance had pretty much disappeared. So they'll be going into the penultimate round, still 2 points separating each other. But it helped Philippe Streif close in on them thanks to his well-deserved victory here in Australia. Gerhard Berger still well in touching distance, even though he didn't qualify for this race, sharing 91 points with Philippe Streif, as there are 11 people still in mass mile contention to win the Drivers' Championship. In the Nations Championship, and thanks to Philippe Streif's victory, France now suddenly see themselves as the new leaders in the Nations Championship, tying on points with Italy, with their 2 wins compared to Italy's 1, as Italy, Spain, Brazil and the United Kingdom pretty much have blown their chances of taking a dominant lead in the Nations Championship going into the penultimate round. On the other grand scheme of things, United States and Belgium got really deserved second and third place finishes, even though they are mathematically out of contention to win the Nations Championship, as there are only 8 teams remaining that can win the title. Well, what are my final thoughts of this race? Well, not too much had happened to the grand scheme of things, because it was a pretty short track, 95 laps, not many overtaking opportunities apart from the pit stops. But oh well, we still had a lot of drama, especially with Nigel Mansell and Alboreto both failing to finish the race. Like, that is a massive blow to them for their sake of the Drivers' Championships, and also a massive blow for their respective nations in the Nations Championship. But Philippe Streif getting that well-deserved victory has pretty much put France in a good position, because they're now joint top with Italy, with countback going in their favour with their 2 wins compared to Italy's 1. So what's going to happen for the last 2 rounds of the season? Well, can France take this late charge to win the title? Will the other 4 teams in mathematical contention be able to bounce back from this? Well, I'll see you over for the next round, and we'll see what will happen there.